So in today's matchup, we have the Incredible Hulk from the 2008 movie versus the Hulk from the 2012 to 2015 Avengers movies. In my opinion, there are really four Hulks when thinking about the MCU. The obvious different one is the Incredible Hulk 2008 was acted by Edward Norton, and the Hulk just looks a lot different for sure. But then, in the 2012 Avengers movie, it is obvious how different the Hulk is, how different all his movements are, everything like that. And that is the actual matchup. The 2012 and 2015 Hulk is the Hulk that Incredible Hulk is going to be going up against in this fight. But then the third Hulk, in my opinion, is the one from Thor Ragnarok and Avengers Infinity War. I feel it was incredibly nerfed. He was definitely nerfed in those two movies. It was definitely a different Hulk, was more of a childish Hulk for sure, and especially those one scenes. And I think overall he was just powered down. And then, obviously, that Hulk going into Infinity War was extremely powered down. He fights Thanos once, gets destroyed, never comes back. And then the fourth Hulk, while I said I still liked the Professor Hulk in Endgame, I still liked him. I thought it was really funny, but obviously I would have rather have seen the Hulk we know and love. But that is, in my opinion, the four different Hulks. And basically, when comparing these two, they both have the same height, same abilities. They're both the same character. So everything's going to be mostly the same, but there are some significant differences. And one obvious difference right off the bat is that the Incredible Hulk from 2008 is a lot more calm. It's a lot more calm and collected of a Hulk. And it's pretty obvious the Hulk from 2012 is more crazy. Just to start out that movie, when he first turns into the Hulk, he's running around rampaging, trying to kill Black Widow, fighting Thor, and flies off the ship. In both of these aspects, I like these Hulks on an actual level of just watching them in the movies. I really did like the calmness of the Incredible Hulk in that movie, but I also really liked the comic accurate Hulk in 2012 because he was extremely powerful, able to jump around like an absolute maniac, and really almost going so fast that you couldn't actually see him move on screen. In this shot right here, you can see how insanely fast he's moving, and this is something I definitely really love. But as far as what these two did, the Incredible Hulk threw the thugs around the beginning of that 2008 movie, was able to destroy the military, flip cars, throw cars, rip them apart, throw them down, and then obviously in that fight, eventually he fights Blonsky and struggles to fight Blonsky, which you could say is a major negative, but we have to look at this a little closer. Blonsky basically took the super soldier serum. He was trying to replicate what Steve Rogers did, and so he was essentially Captain America in that moment. So if you think about it that way, it's not as bad. And obviously we all know Captain America, how powerful and good a fighter he is. So that was essentially him fighting Blonsky. But still, at the end of the day, he was fighting a much smaller opponent. But if we did look at what the 2012 Hulk did, he did struggle to get Black Widow. Black Widow was able to escape him for a little bit. And then obviously eventually he was able to get her and then be saved. But so was Hulk. He was also able to get Blonsky at the end. He did kind of give himself up. But ultimately, they both struggled to get smaller targets. So it really can't be a negative just one way. And then if we look at what the rest of what Incredible Hulk did, he was able to destroy Abomination with the boxing car gloves, which is an awesome scene. He was able to eventually strangle Abomination, which is a very big feat. But as far as what we did see this Hulk do, he was able to fight Thor on the ship, really knock him around a lot, and give him a good fight. We all know how powerful Thor is. He was able to obviously knock Loki around like he was an absolute joke, destroy him. He was able to kill many Chitauri army soldiers, fly around killing one after another, jumps way in the air, and smashes one of the ships. It is very impressive for sure. And if we go to Avengers Age of Ultron, he was able to fight the soldiers in the beginning battle. He was able to take out a whole bunker. When Black Widow says, can someone take care of that bunker? He just takes it out right away. He eventually fights Hulkbuster in that movie, rips it apart, completely destroys it, and really fighting Hulkbuster in that scene, you can see that Hulk is just not stopping, and that everything Iron Man does, he's basically repairing his suit as he's fighting, but Hulk keeps ripping it apart again and again. You could say Hulk kind of loses that fight at the end, even though I really think it was just because it knocked the actual Scarlet Witch's ability out of him at the end, but he ends up mostly dominating. That's kind of a back and forth fight, but obviously Iron Man's a great opponent. And so you could say he actually loses that fight, but in one way I think he does, one way I think he doesn't. And then a big aspect about this fight is the special ability. Obviously, Hulk is known for getting stronger as he gets more mad. And that is something that is very interesting because the Incredible Hulk is shown multiple times to use this ability of getting stronger as he's currently on screen. Something happens, he gets madder and madder, and he actually gets stronger. The first time is when Thunderbolt Ross's army is using the repulsor energy on him with those two machines, and you see him struggling. He's going down to the ground, covering his ears, but then you see him get stronger, lift up the pieces of metal, and eventually destroy him, which is just a very awesome scene. You see him getting stronger and stronger. And another scene I like that is when he's getting stabbed by Abomination. Abomination stabs him with his spine. He is struggling, and then he eventually gets the arms off of Abomination. One of the best scenes in, honestly, all of the MCU, because that is already one of my favorite fight scenes. And gets his arms off him and then slams him into the wall. That's displayed there, but it is not displayed in the Avengers movies. And if we really look at durability, both of these they're both Hulks, so the durability is going to be insane. And I really don't think you can put the durability either way, because the Incredible Hulk has a helicopter fall on him. He falls out of the helicopter as a human, lands on the ground, is perfectly fine. And then he gets stabbed by Abomination, hit by the cement blocks. And then the 2012 Hulk was hit by Thor's hammer multiple times, falls off the ship, was shot by 1,000,000 Chitauri army soldiers. So you really can't compare this either way. And then he's hit by Iron Man multiple times, taken through a whole building. So durability can't go either way, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, like I said, durability would be right in the middle. And then intelligence has to go to the Incredible Hulk, because I think we can all agree he's a more calm, collected, smart Hulk. He's actually able to use the environment in this fight. And you can just tell he's a lot smarter, able to talk to the humans, able to talk to Betty Ross, and is able to really just seem so much more intelligent and actually think things out. And is much more calm. While the actual Hulk in 2012 is more crazy, and you can easily tell he has the speed. Just from this scene alone, if you compare him jumping here to the Incredible Hulk jumping, and it's really insane, and that shows that speed, at least going into this battle, is definitely on his side. With speed is also strength. I feel that the 2012 Hulk is stronger going into this battle, but that is counteracted with the special ability of Incredible Hulk, which we have seen on screen that he gets stronger. So I feel he will be dominated to start this fight, but he will get stronger with that special ability that's shown multiple times. And what this comes down to is really moments in this movie where the Hulk show weakness. And the 2012-2015 Hulk basically doesn't show any signs of weakness except for one moment. And that's the thing that really turns the tides in this fight, is that the Incredible Hulk just shows way too many scenes of weakness. You see him getting injured by the actual repulsor energy. He does get stronger, get out of there, but even at the end of the movie, he gets knocked down by Abomination. He kind of lays down, is kind of fooling around, and then he gets hit by the cement blocks and is lying on the ground. Now, he does take time to get back up, and he still gets back in the fight, but I just feel like there's too many scenes like that, and the only scene of weakness that we even saw remotely from the 2012-2015 Hulk is when he spits out the tooth after getting hit by Iron Man. That's basically the only scene we see of weakness from the Hulk. Now, he does get taken down by Scarlet Witch, but that's more of a mind control. That's not a physical battle, so that's not relevant in this argument. But that's basically the only sign of weakness he shows. And so, for that reason alone, I have to say that I really don't think ultimately there can be a winner, because they're both the Hulk. But I do think that the 2012-2015 Hulk would definitely dominate the Incredible Hulk, at least in the beginning, middle of this fight. And I think that the Incredible Hulk could definitely heal back and get stronger and really put up a good fight. But I have to say that the Hulk 2012-2015, it's stronger, faster, shown so little weakness, and because of what he's done, he hasn't faced the opponents the Incredible Hulk has. But as far as what he's done, I'd have to give the overall win to the 2012-2015 Hulk, but the Incredible Hulk is my favorite Hulk as far as looking at it from that aspect. But make sure you let me know down below what you think about this matchup and who you think could win, or whether I should do another Hulk versus Hulk matchup, because I really do think that there are a lot of different Hulks throughout this MCU, a lot of different power levels. I feel it goes from my favorite to my second favorite, and it honestly just goes down the chain as we went down the MCU, but I still honestly liked all of them. But these are going to be my two favorite overall. But make sure you let me know down below what you think of this matchup, and thanks for watching.